Hello everybody, you are listening to Feed Your Mind. Today we will discuss how NASA and CNN has indeed been forced to respond to the flat earth resurgence that has been going viral for the last 2.5 years. And so ever since around the beginning of 2015, the flat earth information has been spreading like a wildfire. I became aware of the flat earth information around May of 2015. So when I discovered the flat earth in May of 2015, there was only one picture of the earth at the time. Because when I discovered the flat earth, the one shot that was the only official full sunlit picture of the earth was the blue marble shot that was taken back in 1972. All the other pictures that you have seen in between 1972 and 2015 have all been fake. NASA even admits it in the small print on most of their photos. And so when NASA themselves are telling you that the pictures are fake, there is no argument for you globe earthers to respond. NASA already closed the deal on that for you. And so from May of 2015 to July of 2015, I was pretty much researching every day about the flat earth because I became aware pretty quickly after learning about it that this was the truth. And so as we get to the end of July of 2015, something happened that showed me that NASA was responding to flat earth. And what happened was NASA released a second picture of the earth. And this was a 43-year gap in between pictures. And so just as the flat earth information started going viral, NASA and the White House joined together and released a second picture of the earth. Now, if that doesn't raise red flags, then I don't know what will, but that to me is definite proof that the earth is flat and NASA is hiding something. And I believe that second shot of the earth that was released in 2015 to be a direct response to the flat earth uprising. And so that's not the only response, because also in that time period, I started noticing an increase in random space news. And so as I'm browsing through the news and CNN and all types of stuff like that, I would start seeing random space news just pop up out of nowhere. Whether they're talking about asteroids, missions to Mars, random spacewalks, whatever it was, there was just an overload of information coming out about space that I didn't see before. And so a lot of you might not have noticed this increase in space information, and that's probably because the brainwashing program is taking effect on you. Because that's what the increase in space news is supposed to do, is keep you stuck in your mind program so that they can keep you in this false reality that they have presented for you. But it's not just space news, it's also space movies. Guardians of the Galaxy, the Star Wars reboots, random movies about space. It seemed like for a while there, half of the movies that were getting greenlit had something to do with space. And they really started pushing these Mars movies around that time. And still to this day, there's more Mars movies that are on the way out. And that's right around the time also that NASA started talking about sending people to Mars. And this was before SpaceX was even a popular subject. And so speaking of SpaceX, that's when SpaceX really started becoming a very popular term in the mainstream media. And it all began a little less than a year after that second picture of the Earth was released. And so April 8th of 2016, SpaceX started landing rockets for the first time. And so with the increase of space movies, space news, Mars talk, all in the middle of all this extra programming going on, SpaceX starts landing rockets, getting ready for this Mars mission. And so are they getting so desperate that they're actually going to try to fake another outer space mission? Because just like the second picture of the Earth taking over 40 years to be released, the other thing that we must remember is that NASA hasn't been to deep space in over 40 years either. And so NASA has been trying to quietly back away from these deep space missions. They even abandoned the shuttle mission sometime in the 2000s. So before this flat earth resurgence, NASA was quietly trying to back away from outer space. And now with this flat earth resurgence, NASA is forced into a situation where they're going to have to deliver something, and deliver it very quickly. And so are they actually going to go through with this, or are they going to try to pull something else to distract us? And that's the question. They're pretty much going to have to throw a Hail Mary pass. And so we'll have to see how they continue to handle this flat earth resurgence going on. It's going to get pretty interesting pretty quick. And so all that we just covered in this video has all really just taken place in the last 2 years. So that's been a lot that's been going on. And I believe it all to be a response to the flat earth. And so let's increase our efforts and let's start leaving more comments and start doubling and tripling down on our efforts of spreading the flat earth information. Because just like the mainstream media, NASA is increasing their globe earth propaganda, we're going to have to increase our message of the flat earth truth, because the comment section really helped boost me into learning about the flat earth 2 years ago, because I kept seeing it in the comment section, and then I started hearing my favorite truthers starting to mention it, and that's when I really started picking up on it. And it was pretty quick. It only took me like 1 or 2 broadcasts before I was all in, because the thing that was really keeping me from the flat earth was my refusal to even look at it in the first place. You see, that's what was keeping me from knowing about the flat earth, was I refused to look at it at first. But I kept seeing the comments, and then I started hearing some of my favorite truthers talking about it. And then when I finally gave it a listen, that's really all it took for me to really realize that what I was hearing was the truth, because the information makes a whole lot of sense, especially if you're already kind of a truther. And so that's why I'm encouraging to maybe leave comments about the flat earth on some of the truthers pages that are not discussing flat earth, because I would think that these guys would be more quicker to wake up than the average person. And if you can't get the truther to wake up, maybe the audience will wake up. And so this is my testimony and proof of how the mainstream media and NASA has indeed responded to the flat earth. So thank you for tuning in. Please join me on my Patreon page. Link is in the description box and in the comment box. And let me know what you think about this video in the comment box. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Signing off.